Hello everyone! This video is about scaffolding. Hello everyone! This video is about a concept and a skill that we call scaffolding. Now, there's a little bit more that I'll add on to the scaffolding, but what does scaffolding mean? Well, scaffolding is something that helps you reach another level, right? When you're building or you're painting or something like that. Well, it's the same way in ESL. When you are scaffolding, that means that you might ask a question that's up here. And if that student can't get it, then we bring it down to this level. And if they can't get it at that level, that we bring it down to the lowest level. So it's just like that scaffolding that you use when you're building or you are painting. So let's talk about scaffolding in the classroom. Now, you can, and this is for applicants, and we use this as teachers all of the time too. So when you are teaching that lesson and you go into that slide and you say, "What do you see?" And they may say deer, and you say, "Yes, I see a deer." And then you have your answer and you can go on. But what about if they look at you and they're not saying anything or looking around, not sure what to say? Then you scaffold from that top level down to the next level, and that's going to be an A or B question. So I would say, "Do you see a deer or a truck?" Give them where they know what the answer is. And then they can pick and say, "I see a deer," or "deer," and yes, and you'll make a sentence out of it. Now, what about if they don't even get it at that middle level? All right, let's take it down to the next notch. Now, you would say the yes or no. "Do you see a deer? Yes or no?" And if they say yes, say, "Yes, very good. Yes, I see a deer." And you can get that. So that is how you scaffold. All right, so that's scaffolding down and taking, so start with the open-ended, go to A, B, and then you can go to yes or no questions. Now, there are some other ways to get that student to answer without giving them the answer. That is our last resort that we want to do, is to give them the answer. That's not having them think. That's not helping them if we just say the word each time. Okay, that doesn't help any of us. If we learn, if we can try to get it. So let's think of some ways that we can help them to come up with these answers without us saying the answers as a teacher. All right, so I'm going to give you some ideas and use these the next time you're in your classroom and see how they work with your students, okay? So first we did the different questions. Now, maybe you said, "What's this?" And like on our demo, it's, angry, happy, tired. And they look at you and they don't answer. Well, you can do this and use TPR. And then see. Many times it just takes you doing what it is, and they're like, oh, they connect that word with the printed word that's there on their slide. Okay, so TPR it and see if they will get it. All right, so you have the questions that you can ask. You have TPR that you can do. And then you also have, like maybe there's a sentence and you want them to read, "I feel happy." And you've said, "Can you read?" They're not reading. So you can say, "I," and then help them and see. Maybe it just takes that first word, "I," and then showing them the TPR, and then they read the rest of the sentence. Now, sometimes you can do a sentence, and maybe you want to help them with the first two words because it's the third word that's the word that you're working on. So if it's like, "He feels hungry," and right now we're working on hungry because we've already been over the he and feels, you can help them with those first two words, and say, "He feels," good, and then circle that word, and they don't get it, and then you can do the TPR, and then they get the word. All right, but what about if they still don't get the word? Then you can do maybe the first sound of the word, like hungry. Yes. And remember those voiceless sounds, okay? When you do, it's not huh, huh, it's okay? It's voiceless. You do not hear a voiced sound with it. Okay, so remember those when you're working on that too. All right, so you can give them the first sound. B, 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 b. Box. Yes. Okay, so help them with the first sound. What about if you've done all of that and they still don't get it? All right, and they're still looking at you. And then what I do, well, sometimes you can use props too. But if the prop doesn't help, the TPR doesn't help, the first sound doesn't help, then I still don't want to just give them the word right out. So I will say, I'll whisper it to them and I'll say, hungry. And then I know it's still giving them the word, but it's like you're really not, you're just whispering it to them. So that will be like my absolute last resort. And then it's still like they got it. But that is how I do it if I do have to give them the word. Okay, now another way that you can help your student know what the word is to have a prop. You know, if it's happy, and you can point to that, and then they're like, oh, happy. Or maybe it's apple, and they don't know what the word is, and you're like, great, apple. Like I have a hamburger, and if they're doing bun, I'll hold it up and point to it and see if they can do it. All right, so also stickers. Maybe they're not getting the word an armchair, not getting that little article an in there, and they're wanting to say ah. Well, we have those letter stickers, and you can bring those stickers down. I'll bring the letter A and the letter an, and I'll put it right before the armchair, and then I let them read it, and they see, oh yeah, armchair. So use the stickers to your advantage that way too. If it's TV and they're not getting TV, bring that T and that V down and do TV. A lot of times when I work on that and, I will bring down or write the letters A, E, I, O, U, like one under the other, and then I will have them, I'll put an in front of A, and we'll come up with an apple, an elephant, an igloo, an umbrella, and octopus. And so we'll go over each one of them like that. So use the stickers to your advantage. I saw one applicant put the parrot on Joey's head, and that was the reason that he was angry. So there's ways that you can get the response that you want without giving the student the answer. Okay, so I hope these have helped. I also have, well, TPR, but like if you want to do like that for S, if they're leaving off the S. And this comes into some error correction. But if they've left the S off of feels, then you can like that. You can write it on the board with your marker, circle the word. All of those, you're trying to get them to do the word without giving them the word or the sentence. All right, the same thing with your TPR if you want to do like I would like to eat at the restaurant. And maybe they're getting that I would like jumbled up again. And so you just do this, and then they're like, light bulb moment, and it comes back on, and they're like, oh, I would like, and they're like, to eat at the restaurant. And it works really well. So try those different techniques, and then maybe you have some other techniques that I haven't even thought of that you could add to my toolbox. So please comment below. I would love to hear from you, and I hope this has helped applicants as they are preparing for their demos to understand what Zebra English is looking for. They're looking for that student output. They're looking for that scaffolding and getting the answer, forming the sentences without giving them the answer and having that repeat, say, repeat, say, repeat. All right, so until next time, goodbye.